Welcome back to another crypto cruise. Today I'm going to reflect upon what happened yesterday. It's a big deal, and that was, of course, the big buyback, the Bybit hack, the $1.4 billion hack. It didn't sit well with me, and I don't think it sat well with a lot of you guys. But I'll give you guys an update on that, and basically why it didn't sit well with me. Obviously, yesterday, the market was doing fantastic, right? It was Friday. Bitcoin was heading up to $100,000. We started out the day, market opened, and we were at like 99.4. And even though the US market started out in the red and it looked like it wasn't good because of fears about the economy and inflation, the usual stuff, but Bitcoin and crypto, they were both doing good. And this carried over from the day before when Bitcoin was rallying up. We started finally gaining some momentum. The day before, we rallied up to like 97, 98, and finally we rallied up to 99, and it looked like we were going to have a good day. The alts were coming up. Bitcoin got to 99.4, and it looked like it was a great day. And after my stream, literally no joke, just going from my studio, going up to my office, within a matter of minutes, Bitcoin dropped down $2,000. We went from 99.4 down to 97.5. And I'm like, oh my God, what happened? Is this another case of like market manipulation? It can't be. There's no way that we possibly had market makers do this. And I looked and looked, and finally I saw that it was the buyback hack, right? And Benzu did his live stream. Now he's like, he's like the new CZ. Everyone's looking at him for answers. Bybit is huge. They're not as big as Binance, but in terms of volume, leverage trading, they're one of the biggest. And he had his live stream, and he was trying to reassure people that Bybit is okay. They have plenty of funds, and trying to just get people to not fall for the FUD, things that CZ, things he was doing back in the day. By the way, I'm not in my Model, I'm not in my Cybertruck. I'm in my Model X, and I have FSD on, and FSD is just not nearly as good in my Model X as it is in my Cybertruck. This is using hardware 3. This doesn't have the hardware 4, so FSD is not as good. That's why, I don't know if you could tell, I was a little worried because it was kind of jerky there. But anyways, yeah, I mean, CZ in the past, had to do a lot of these, like, these live streams, and, he had to do a lot of tweets in the past. I mean, there were a lot of things he had to do before because there were a lot of controversies in the past, hacks and all these things. But obviously CZ went away. Now he's kind of back, but he's not really the head of Binance anymore, but he's still a huge figurehead in the industry. But, now it seems like Benzu almost like kind of took that position. He's been coming out with a lot of stuff. He did come out recently when we had that huge liquidation event. He came out and said CoinGlass's figure is wrong. He also recently said that Bybit was going to start giving out real-time data about liquidations. And now he's leading the way with this. Obviously, he had to because it was his exchange that got hacked. But it just didn't sit well with me because the timing of it was, man, it could not have been a coincidence to have this hack happen right at the peak, right when we were at like 99.4, right when we were going to get to $100,000, right? It's like the hackers, they had access already and they waited. It almost seemed like they purposely either waited or they were the ones that caused the market to go up, and then they start selling, right? So who are the hackers, or who are the hackers? It turns out it's the North Korean group, Lazarus group, the North Korean group that claimed so many hacks in the past. I believe they're the ones that made all the big hacks in the crypto space. They took credit for everything. So yeah, so they take credit, and so that's that. So Bybit says they have the funds, right? So we don't know what next steps are. People are thinking that Bybit has to buy ETH back. That's the working theory. So if they're going to buy ETH back, the ETH should technically recover and they have to distribute it. I don't know if that's the thing, or they have it already and they're just going to distribute it back to people. Don't know what the working, that's the working theory. Don't know what the reality is. So we don't know. And, he hasn't shown proof of funds yet. We know that Bybit is huge. They make a ton of money. So there's really at this point no worries that they can cover. But yeah, we just don't know if there's, how they're going to recover, how they're going to distribute. Are they going to give back ETH? Are they going to give back the stables? We just don't know at this point, right? They're still working on it. But, this whole thing it sits, it just really sucks. It seems like it's not a coincidence. It seems like it's just another thing to keep the market down, right? We're finally, we look like we're going to go back up, and then this happens. But not to sound 100% bearish. At the time of recording, Bitcoin's at 96.7. So granted, basically what has happened is we have gone back to levels like 3 days ago, right? Like I said, Thursday, Friday we were rallying. We basically went back to like Tuesday, Wednesday level. So it's not like we dropped down to some crazy level. It's just that we lost all of our momentum, which kind of sucks, right? We built upon, like, we had a couple of good days and we just lost that. And the alts seemed like we were coming back up. We kind of lost it. We didn't lose all of it, but it just, again, like, we just had the momentum and then we lost it. Not the end of the world, but I'm sure a lot of you guys that had your longs open, man, you probably got crushed or you got liquidated. But outside of that, if you're just, if you would have just been holding, and nothing, it wasn't really a big event, but just kind of sucked that our momentum got sucked away. But that's about it. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a coincidence, if it truly was just bad timing overall, right? And the market was set to go up, then I would not be surprised that later today and tomorrow, then we just rally back up. Look at what happened yesterday. We did find a bottom, and then we started coming back up. Like I said, we're at like 96.6, 96.7 now. If we get back to 97, slowly crawl back to 97, 98, hey, we could get back to 99, by Monday. Who's to say that can't happen, right? We could easily see that happen. and then, you know, then it's a nothing burger. So we'll see. So far, so good. We haven't seen additional weakness. So that's good. And alts, they haven't sold off more. They just they basically went back to their previous levels. But again, this is assuming that this is just like, you know, this is total coincidence. This wasn't completely manipulated. Now, if it was complete manipulation, it'll be a different story. But I don't think so. I don't know. I like to think so. I don't really know. What I do know is whatever happens, Bitcoin always gets through it. Bitcoin is strong, right? If Bitcoin wasn't strong and we suffered through a big hack like this, you know, it would have been much worse, right? And the thing is, the 1.4 billion that was stolen, you know, it's been distributed. People are tracking it. Zach XBT and Arkham, everyone's tracking it, right? They're not converting it to USDT or USDC because it could be halted. So what the hackers are doing, they're spreading it to like a million different wallets, and they're going to use like Tornado Cash and whatever, and they're just going to hide it as much as possible. So they're probably not going to be selling it at all for a while. They did sell a chunk of it, which is what brought the market down, but the remaining of it will not be like all at once. It's going to be a while, right? So that's the good thing. So you're not going to see probably a huge chunk of it being sold anytime, because at this point people are tracking it. So there's no way that they could, like, you know, throw in 100 million or 200 million into Binance or Coinbase or whatever without being tracked. As soon as they do that, it's going to be locked down, right? So whatever they sell, it has to be very slow trickle selling, which means it's probably not going to disrupt the market if they do so. So that's the good thing. Anyways, that's about it. Let's see how the rest of the day goes and tomorrow. You know, it's looking good. We'll see how not Europe. We'll see how Asia reacts. A lot of times on Sunday, we'll know for sure. Sunday afternoon, nighttime, that's when Asia wakes up. A lot of times we see Asia sell off. We'll see if they sell off or they take advantage. We'll know tomorrow when I do my Sunday walk video. But I'm thinking, you know, the last 3 months, we've been pretty solid. We find a footing right around, you know, where we are, like right around this base. We've been holding a base around, you know, 90, like where we are, like the low 90s and so forth. So even with this giant hack, right, and we had someone try to dump like enormous amount of ETH, Bitcoin and the market still held pretty well. And even though we had all this FUD, people are not crazily falling for FUD and crazy dumping. We found a footing and we came back up. And I do think if the market is ready to go up, we will recover, and it's business as usual, right? So I guess we'll see. That's the latest. That's all I could share with you guys. Hopefully you guys did stay strong. And I know it sucks. I was very disappointed. I really, man, I just did not like what happened yesterday for sure. I was like, I couldn't believe it when I came up from my studio. I'm like, what? How could, like, that 1 minute, 2 minute walk, Bitcoin dropped 2,000 points? I couldn't register it. Like, I could not believe what I was seeing. Anyways, that is it, guys. I'll keep it nice and short. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel, stay strong, and you know, if there's any more updates from Bybit or Ben, Zhao, I will let you guys know tomorrow, and I'll give you guys another video tomorrow. All right? Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.